Here we are bringing you 7 of these stamps that have the U and the S in the bottom corners and the 3s up in the upper corners. Okay, and we'll show you that these 7 are pretty much all in size, the same size, but we have one that's different. And we'll show you the different one first. He's still a 3. He's still George Washington. The other ones are 1867 George Washington 3-cent stamps. And we saw one that got sold at auction for $900,000. And that was in 2008. Okay, and this information was collected on eCarter, where they sell some of these stamps and they let you know how many is still left to sell. Okay, now a lot of these, well, some of these may be E-grill, but others may be a B-grill. So you'll have to check for yourself on whether it's an E or a B. Okay, and now some of the B-grills are embossed in a pattern of small indentations, and that was to discourage postage stamp reuse. It allowed the ink to collect and absorb, so you can't just, erase it off, I guess, or some, because some is just marked kind of weird and everything. So hopefully out of this you'll find one. And if you know any stamp collectors, that have the big auctions and they want to make some money, send this video to them, because they'll know exactly whether it is an E or a B and the value. But these are the 1867 George Washington 3-cent stamps. Okay? So I'll show you the first one that is not like the rest of these. This one pretty much just has like little wagon wheels all around it. Very different style surrounding it and everything. And I'll show you through the metric and centimeters here. We'll show you. Now when they start counting it from the very top of the picture, and they don't count the extras. So as you can see, this is like 2 1/4. Okay, and the top is also about 2. Maybe a hair under 2. Isn't that funny? All that really matters. I don't have one of those real metric ones, but wish I had. Going to. Have to order it. I'm not one to go out into the stores yet. Not quite safe enough. So here's the behind of that, so that you can see. Because if you zoom in on it and everything, and make it bigger on your computer, of course it'll be bigger than on the camera, you'll be able to see the material, what type of paper it was used to make the stamp. And that means a lot to people too. Alright, so that takes you through this one. Now let's move on to our second one. Alright. So my God. Can you imagine it sold for $900,000 in 2008? I'd sell the whole pack of them for that. Alright. So let's look at the measurements on this one. Now you have to go exactly from the top. Let's see, am I going too high? Right about there. So see, it's just at 2 1/2 or a hair before. Okay, and the bottom is right at a hair before the 2. Because remember, you can't count the white. Apparently they don't count that. So it's at 2 or a hair before. Okay. Let's see if we can show you the back side of that. All right. Oops, there's the back side. Someone has apparently written on it. And they never should have done that. Not supposed to touch it. Okay. Now let's show you the next one. Now the next one, I believe, is an error. There's an error in the printing of this one. Look at that. Now this one might be worth it all by itself. Never mind the rest of them. They'll be freebies. But look at this one. You see with the line right there? For what usually is in a roll. But if you look on both sides, it's straight. So it's like it was on a roll. And like this should have been just white. And this picture should have been moved more for when they cut it. But they had to do something different with this one. Probably went the wrong way with it. I don't know. But I think that that's an error. Because it's not just a little bit over, it's a lot over. You know, a little bit over, sometimes you get little nicks here, on the bottom, like on the bottom right here. From one stamp to the other, so it's not completely centered. But that makes it really off. That's, a very obvious and not just going to skip by it, That's a lot. Okay. Now let's see if we can get this one picked up for you. There you go. Whoops. And this is the back side. You see where they done the cancellation? It could go right through the paper. Got absorb. Cancellation was absorb. And see how you can see the picture right through? So that tells you what kind of paper. But that little bit of cancellation. See how you could really see how it went through. Okay, the next one, we're not going to be able to see the back. Oops, you want to see the size of that one? Let's do that. Again. Oh, let me see. Now this one looks a little bit longer. Look. Just a hair before 2.5 by whoops, let me show it to you. Right there. Just a hair before the 2. Alright, now the next one we won't be able to see the back side because it's still on its card that it happened to be on. You see that cancellation? That's a very different cancellation. You see on the U and the S how they have a little design on them? Here we have our next one. Now this one's a little darker in shades, if you noticed in some of the earlier ones. Okay, remember it ends right at the bottom of the stamp. They don't count the extra white. That's not part of the stamp. Everything else is. So again, it's a hair before the 2.5 this way. And a hair before the 2 the other way. Alright, now look at that. How do you like that one? Nice. You see on the U and the S, there's that little extra fanciness design? Kind of cool, isn't it? Alright. Just a hair before the 2.5. They're all the same size. And then a little hair before the 2. All right. And now look at this one. Very different. Look at the material. It's like the center of it has like a net. You see that? Yeah, you can see it better this way. It's almost like a netted center. And that, I think, is the winter one. I think I read something about that. See how you can see it? Alright. Let me see if this one has one. Yeah, this one's got it too. See it? You can see it a lot better in this one. I didn't pay that much attention to the other ones. Ha! Whoops. That, by the way, happens to be the next one right here. Not that nicely centered, though. You can see part of the other stamp that belonged down there. That belonged to this one. Well, this one has a little missing. So it was not perfectly centered. Lost a little of the white paper at the bottom, kind of like that one did. The one before that. And see, the hair before the 2. Now I gotta go back and check the other one. I want to see if it had that in the center too. Oh yeah, it did. Let me see. Make it so you can see it. Oh, I think I'm going to lose them. There you go. See, you can see that. See how that? It's got all those nice little bumps. So they had it too. Okay. That was the odd one that looked like an error to me. Okay. And then this last one here. We won't be able to see the other side because it's still on its cardboard thing. Look like maybe a postcard or a yellow envelope or something. It's pretty thick. But we can still show you the measurements. There you go. Hair before 2.5 that way, and it will be maybe, oops, gotta show it to you all the way, huh? Like that, there you go. It's a hair under the 2. Alright. Well, I hope you have enjoyed my bringing this to you and giving you all that nice, beautiful information. I can't believe that back in 2008 it sold for $900,000. I would love to sell this whole bunch for that amount. All right. So if you know a buyer, send them my way. Be glad to do it. All right. Hope you've enjoyed my bringing this to you and the extra information. Stay tuned for more. Bye-bye.